So, have you been in a season of perhaps deep healing, or you've been doing a lot of inner work and your life has changed, but now slowly you're starting to feel like yourself again? Maybe things are starting to shift. You're more grounded, you're more clear. You've reconnected to parts of you that have just been lit up. And now you know what your values are. You know what's important to you. You know where you want to go. And there's this, oh, sorry, that's my dog. She knows where she wants to go for sure. But there's this like doorway that just opens up. And you're not just reflecting, you're not just dreaming about it, but you're actually embodying it. You're living your truth, or you're ready to anyway. You might still feel that tension between the old you and who you're becoming. It's kind of like you put your GPS in your car and you've oriented yourself. You know where the vision is, you know where you're going, but you still kind of look in the rearview mirror. That's normal. But either way, you know that you are ready. So if this is you and you're noticing that inner shift, you're likely in what I call the becoming phase. And that's exactly what we're going to walk through in this video, and really how to make the most out of this stage. So, hi, I'm Destiny Rael. I am a trauma informed life and grief coach, and I'm the creator of what I call the Destiny. Oh, hello, the Destiny Map. And it's my 5 phase framework that really helps you navigate these life journeys, transitions, grief and change and emotional shifts and identity changes and deep transformation. And they don't necessarily go in order. We can go through many of these phases many times. I know I have, which is why I created it. And this video is part of the series. So if you haven't seen the earlier ones, you can, of course, go back and watch them, because each phase does build on each one before. But you don't have to watch them in any particular order. But if you want to, we've already talked about the disruption phase, which is really when life just alters and disrupts, and when it really cracks you open. We've talked about the reflection phase, which is when you start turning inward and really reflecting and reassessing and reevaluating your life. And then the radiance phase, when your light starts to come out, when your voice begins to return, when you start to create again. And then now we are in the becoming. This is where your truth moves into awareness and embodiment, where you begin to lead what you do. You actually are being. And that is the becoming phase. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what this phase really is, what it's really asking and needing of you, and the support you might need. And don't go anywhere, because I'm actually going to give you a few powerful coaching tools that you can start practicing today, so you feel supported and anchored and embodied in who you are becoming. So let's talk about what this becoming phase really is. So, becoming is a practice. It's not a performance. It's not about proving. It's not about efforting. It's really about alignment. It's not about being visible or even productive. It's really about living with who you are right now and where you are going. This is the phase where all that inner work, all that reflection really starts to take root. Your nervous system starts to feel safe again, and feel safe in that stillness and comfortable in your skin. Your choices start to match your values. Your mind and your body and your soul begin to move in sync. They're really congruent with each other. Your yes is your yes, your no is your no. You are moving in rhythm of your life. And it's subtle sometimes, but it's powerful. You're not chasing after this new version of yourself or trying to be something you're not. You are you, in small, grounded, intentional ways. So, what does this phase feel like? Well, it can feel like you're walking through life differently. Maybe no one even notices, but you notice, because it's internal. Again, you're confident, you're comfortable in your skin, or at least you're becoming more confident. You got like that little inner swagger. You're responding slower, maybe even softer, more intentionally. You pause before saying yes, or even pause before saying anything, or even reacting, because now you are intentionally responding. You might feel peace where there used to be urgency. And you start to care less about how things look and more about how you feel. You're not worried about external approval. It's more about what matters to you. It also might look like taking time to tune into yourself. Maybe you have a spiritual practice or just a ritual for yourself that you really tune into your heart and what you are feeling and experiencing. You might leave a conversation or not even engage in a conversation that doesn't align with who you are and your values. You start to honor your body and what your body needs. You start choosing honesty and integrity over harmony. And not that harmony is necessarily a bad thing. We all want harmony, but not at the cost of your integrity, not at the betrayal of yourself. So becoming isn't necessarily loud. It sometimes is really quiet, but it's a quiet confidence. And it's not about efforting, it's about allowing and becoming who you really are. So let's talk about what this phase needs and is asking of you. So this phase, first of all, needs your trust. It needs trust in yourself, trust in your growth, and trust in who you are and what you know, trust in your own knowingness, trusting in your own beliefs and your intuition. And it's not about proving, it's about your own presence. And that's enough. This phase also is about alignment, letting your choices reflect your truth. You say yes when you're aligned, you say no when you're not. This is how you live in integrity. So, aligning with your actions, your choices, your decisions with your inner truth and your inner values and your inner knowingness. This phase is also about intention, and this is huge, that every small conscious act, how you speak, how you rest, how you begin your day, how you end your day, how you eat, is all a declaration of who you're becoming, because you're building a new rhythm, you're building a new you, and that is one choice at a time. This phase also needs self-connection. Your power lives in your presence, and it's not about validation or output or other people's opinions. This is about you coming home to you coming to your home, to your body, your truth, your voice, and knowing that that matters. And that doesn't mean we don't seek outside counsel. It doesn't mean that we don't consider other people's viewpoints, of course, but we filter it through our own reasoning, our own common sense, our own truth, and we choose ourselves first. So I'd love to offer you some coaching tools and practices that will help anchor and ground you in your becoming. So the first coaching tool is really just a daily embodiment tool. And this is really important because you want to do exactly that. You want to start living your truth and being that version of yourself. So every morning, or maybe even in the evening, I want you to ask yourself, what choice, action, or decision would I make today from the version of me I'm becoming? And then I want you to actually practice one small choice, whether that's you eat something different, whether you rest when you usually would push yourself, maybe you speak in a calmer tone rather than over apologizing. Maybe either way, you just move through the world as who you are becoming, but it is with an intentional, conscious act. The second coaching tool that I want to offer you is a really powerful journal prompt. And journaling is such a powerful practice, especially in a becoming phase. So the first prompt I want you to ask is what I'm no longer available for. And write it out. What are the habits? What are the patterns? What are the relationships or choices that are no longer aligned? What don't make sense for you anymore? What doesn't fit anymore? And then I want you to flip it. I want you to do the same thing. What am I available for? And this is a really powerful step because this is going to signal to your brain that you are ready, that you are actually making new conscious choices. So you're saying to yourself, I am available for these things. I'm available for these new choices, these new relationships, these new ways of being. And the third coaching tool that I want to offer you to really anchor yourself is to create more of a visual reminder. I'm a very visual person. And when you have a visual tool or just something to root you in your becoming. So for example, I have this little elephant ring, I have elephant tattoo, I have elephants everywhere. Elephants are really a great reminder for me of a version of myself many years ago, but that version of myself that was going to speak her truth and that was freeing herself from trapped and old viewpoints and conditions, thoughts, and practices. So the elephant, I'll have to do a video, completely different video on the elephant and the symbolism of the elephant for me. But to this day, I carry elephants, and there's elephants that are reminders for me. So similarly, I want to encourage you to find something that you can visually keep and really hold on to. So whether that is a piece of jewelry, whether it's a color, even if it's just a word, something that you can keep with you and have as a visual reminder. Maybe it's a vision board or a vision statement, but something that you can know that, okay, this represents the version I'm becoming. And now you have that reflecting back like a mirror and a reminder. And even just if you fall off or you feel a little wobbly or you feel you go back into those old habits or patterns, you have that to remind you. And that's what my little elephant always reminds me to do. So would love to know in the comments how these tools have helped you or how they support you, or even you can use the comment section to do the tools. Perhaps write out what you're available for now or what you're no longer available for. Really declare it and own it. Or perhaps there's a visual or a anchoring embodiment reminder that you can share that has helped you as you become that version of you that you're becoming. And just as a reminder, the becoming phase is really where your inner world starts to shape the outer one, not the other way around. And it's not that you have to force it, it really just flows through you. And you don't have to push, you don't have to prove, you don't even have to try. You just have to be. And you just have to keep showing up as you are, authentically and truthfully and intentionally. And when you're ready, join me in the next video, the rebuilding phase. And this is really where we bring all of this energy, all of this embodied truth into aligned action and structure and habits and choices and forward movement. This is the fun phase. This is where everything you've worked through, and now we're getting the tools and we're going to start building and rebuilding your life. But for now, let's just take a breath. You've come so far. And I hope you're proud of that, because becoming isn't about doing, it's really about being home in yourself again. And if you haven't taken the Destiny Map quiz, I invite you to take that. You'll find the link below in the comments, or I'm sorry, the show notes, but it'll just show you exactly where you're at and what support you might need for each phase. And of course, you can come back here because there's an accompanying video that also walks you through this phase, similar to like what I just did now. And lastly, if you are looking for support or looking to go deeper in whatever season of life you're in, and you might be in a few of these phases at the same time, and that's not uncommon, I would love to support you. So schedule a free connection call with me. We can explore where you're at, where you were, where you want to go, and how I might support you. And I hope to meet you soon, and I definitely hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here.